Hey everybody, happy Sunday. Today is a momentous occasion as it is the two-year anniversary of the channel. 2-year anniversary of the channel. And I'd like to thank my 1,469 subscribers and everyone else who's ever watched. And if you're watching this and you're not a subscriber, I challenge you to do so. I challenge you. Do it. Hit the button now. So this is my Alco C6 25 project. Alco never made this locomotive, but I did. I've painted it in nickel plate / Allegheny Midland colors and made it a demonstrator unit. I added some nose stripes on there and a, what is that, like a Mars light maybe? There's a lot of different names for them, but we'll call it a Mars light. And then I think it's looking pretty good. I got some more detail parts to put on and a little bit of weathering, decoder and sound. It'll be good. Oh no, it won't be good. I got all this truck work to do. I got to take and add brake cylinders and stuff on there. So a few more weeks, a little side project. No rush on here though. Here's some big news. Got a lot of stuff in for the new podcast that Dean and I are doing. Got a new camera. 5K. I didn't even know there was 5K. It's like 64 megapixels. Is that what that says? Holy crap, that's crazy. So I got to get another set of headphones, and we're going to film episode 2 of Thoughts Between the Railheads on Thursday, I believe. All right, I got epoxy sitting here. I got a gallon of epoxy. This epoxy will get poured into the river scene over here, if I can navigate my way over here past all these chairs and crap. So this should be filled up maybe an inch. I'm thinking about an inch of epoxy, and I'm not quite sure how long this is and what the volume would be and how much to mix up. I believe it's about 38 inches. Yeah, close to that, probably 36 inches. And 5 inches wide on average. I have to take and make a little bit of a water dam basically right back here with some clear acetate that I have. And then once I do that, I'm gonna mix it up and pour it. I may just mix the entire gallon, pour in what I can there until I have it right, and then quickly pour on top of this river scene here. I don't really need this to be that thick. So if it's only a 1/8 of an inch, or maybe even what's after an 1/8? 3/16 of an inch, maybe not even a 1/4 inch. I'd be pretty happy with that. So let me know in the comments how much epoxy you think I should mix up for the lake over here, and if you think a gallon will do it or not be enough, or if I should just go ahead and buy another one and do a gallon on one and a gallon on the other. I'm not quite sure. All right, so let's talk about influencing model railroads, or railroads that have influenced me. Back in 2006, I bought this magazine. I used to get this at Hayes Hobbies in Fayetteville, North Carolina when I was stationed down there. And I absolutely fell in love with Dan Adair's Pennsylvania Railroad Marietta Division. Dan and I have since become friends. We chat on Facebook and message each other, and I plan to go visit his layout. And it has totally changed since the days that he was in this magazine. I did not know this, but Dan has a YouTube channel. He's had it for a couple of years now, but he's only got about, maybe 40 or 50 subscribers. So I'm gonna put his channel link down in the description. And if you go check out his videos, I mean, they're just run by videos, but they're incredible and you're gonna love it. So I challenge you to go do that. Just do it. All right, so big news has occurred here. I have completed the bus around the entire layout. Now you see it goes back up here. You got black to black and you got red to black, and you're probably thinking, why'd you do that, Rob? Well, because I'm cheap and I didn't want to go buy another 20 feet of wire when I had about 40 feet of black wire, because this is a 12 gauge solid. So I ran a second black bus, and put red electrical tape on it. So there's no way to confuse it. And so it's 43 feet to the corner down here, and another 26 feet over there. So that's what, 49, 69, almost 70 feet of wire that I ran. My wife did help me, and she basically held the screwdriver with the spool on there, and I pulled it through all the holes and everything underneath, because I pre-drilled almost everything, and it worked out quite well. I haven't secured any of the foam down yet, but that will probably be this week, because my wife is on vacation, which means I'm on vacation and I don't have to work on the kitchen every day. I still haven't tried this tank bond yet, and that'll happen this week, and you'll probably get a video on Thursday to check that out. I went to Mike's Trains in beautiful Thomasville, North Carolina, and bought every single Atlas number switch code 83 turnout that they had. So now I have everything I need to come through the junction here. I'll give you the sky view. Everything come through this junction, which would be AC tower. I saved a couple of bucks and took two older turnouts, cleaned them up real good. I removed the solder, made a few cuts, did a little filing, soldered them together, and now it's great. So as they cross over, because there's no diamond, it'll cross over, come through this turnout, take the turnout, and it will parallel the Pennsy, and that will be the Virginia main line. This line will go to the yard, and it'll have a sharper curve here. And then this side will turn and go to, this route will go to the Railway Express building. Okay, all three tracks will curve around. You have the Harbor line, which will come up through here. You have the main line here, the Virginian, and you have the yard lead. The first turnout turns or goes to the house track. The second turnout will go to the yard lead itself, and then you'll have two left-hand turnouts right there, make a crossover from the siding to the main line and vice versa. And then the house track is going to come up. It'll come up through here, of course. Come around. I'll probably just throw a couple of tracks down, just temporary, so I can interchange some cars here until I build all of this. And then I'll have 3 tracks here, 2 tracks, be a little bit of a fiddle yard. And that way there I can kind of build my train and either pull it or shove it down here. I picked up some lights, like some street lights at Hobby Lobby. They say HO scale, but I think they might be a little tall. But I measured them and they're like 15, 16 scale feet. That's a big difference from that little cheesy ass light right there, which, you know, just made for looks. But we'll see what happens next. Basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wire them in, and I got some 9-volt battery hookups and a toggle switch, and that's all just gonna be 9-volt battery. And I hide the toggle switch back here someplace. All right, so Apple Creek, my wife named this, and I loved it, absolutely loved it. Now, my model railroad is based in like southeast Ohio, and after I decided I was going to call this Apple Creek, my wife tells me, oh yeah, that's a real place in Ohio. I'm like, it is, and it's up by Wooster. So Apple Creek, I spell it, it's one word, even though she left a space there. But there's actually an Apple Creek up by Wooster, and she's got family up there, and she drove through there, and that's why it was fresh on her mind. And now I want to change it, because I want something a little bit more southeast, you know, Ohio-ish. So I'm gonna come up with something else, but don't tell her I'm changing the name. All right, I had a big problem over here with this Shinohara 3-way switch. I ran my first train last week, and as I was practicing some operations and just kind of working some stuff out, I threw the turnout to diverge to the right. The track on the right there is the old main line. I lined it up for the old main line, and it shorted out. And if you're into DCC, you know when there's a short, you get that buzzing sound, right? And so no matter what I did to that, it just would buzz. So doing some research, I found out I'm gonna have to isolate the frogs and do some other work to it. And I was like, you know, screw that. I don't have time for that, nor do I want to mess with that. So I just got 2 more Atlas number 6 code 83 switches. and I'll just run it like this. So I will change the track pattern just a little bit through here, and I should have these turnouts soldered together and the ties removed so I can insert my own ties on the ends and have all the tracks put together here in a couple of days. Whew, that's a lot. That's a lot to talk about. I was going to talk about somebody else too. Oh, Bill Darnaby. You may have heard of him, you may not have. He was in quite a few magazines with his model railroad called the Maumee route. It was the Cleveland, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, and St. Louis. It was a freelance model railroad based off the Wabash and the nickel plate. It was pretty cool. I remember reading about it when I was a kid and everything. And I was hoping to model some cars or, something, from that model railroad. So I talked to Tony Custer. Tony Custer is good friends with Bill. He put me in contact with Bill, told me, hey, Bill might or might not email you back. He's just a private guy, and that's just the way he is. And I said, okay. Well, I got lucky. Bill emailed me back. I asked him some questions, and he answered my questions. And, to my misfortune, he does not have any decals that I could get from him. And nobody makes them anymore. And the company that used to make them, or that made his, they're out of business and long gone. Bill wasn't very talkative or open about his model railroad, and that's really all I got. And I felt I was pestering him just by asking them, a couple of questions in 2 different emails. So I left that alone. But I was very, very disappointed that I couldn't, establish some sort of relationship with him and learn more about his model railroad, because you can't really find a lot online about it. But he did refer me to the May 1991 edition of Model Railroader, and I bought that. And he was also in Great Model Railroading magazine. I don't even know when, but I got that one too, and I was reading about it. But I was very disappointed. That's the first time in model railroading I've been disappointed for a long time. But everything's going to be all right, though. But it was cool that I got to talk to him just a little bit. Made me pretty happy. And, it is what it is. Some people are just, like that, kind of quiet type people. But I'm going to cut this off here. I got some photos to work on for Tom Smith. Tom has an incredible in-scale nickel plate model railroad, and he's doing some photos. He's taking a ton of photos because he's either going to be in Model Railroader, Model Railroad Hobbyist, or something. He's going to be in one of the magazines too. I can't remember which one, or the annual Great Model Railroad magazine. That's a little bit up in the air, but I'm doing some Photoshop to some pictures for him, and between him and Tony Custer and myself, we've proofread his article, and I've worked on a bunch of photos, and between editing and what Tony wants and what Tom would like to show off and what I'm able to modify with a cool sky background, I think it's coming around pretty good. So I got about 7 or 8 more photos to work on for him tonight. So I will close here with thank you all for watching. Drop me some comments down there. Wish the channel a happy 2nd anniversary. Comment, subscribe, share the video. Hey, hit that little red notification bell. I mean, they annoy the hell out of me, but if you're into that and you want to know when I post a video, hey, hit that little button or hit that little bell, ring that bell. I don't know what they call it. Everybody says something different. They got a little catchphrase. I don't have a catchphrase. Just hit the damn bell, and then you'll know when I upload on Sundays and Wednesdays and Thursdays. And, oh, hey, I just told you when I do it anyway. So Apple Creek says good night. I'm going to go endure these thunderstorms with my dogs that are afraid of the thunder all of a sudden, and get to work on some model railroad photographs. Appreciate y'all. Have a great day. Have a good week at work. Talk to you soon.